Tonight, we show you how Broncos across the nation raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for our campus. And take a look at the atomic impact local artists are having in the conversation for clean nuclear energy.
Also, learn more about how to use your Bronco student ID card off campus. And don't miss Cole Young with your Bronco Sports Update. These stories and more are coming up next on your Boise State Newsline for the week of September 19th, 2018. Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of Newsline. I'm Remy Elise.
And I'm Ben Kaiser. Boise State launched Bronco Giving Day, the first ever 36-hour online campaign in an effort to raise funds for various Boise State colleges, scholarships, and other programs. Overall, they raised a total of $328,395 from 923 donors nationwide, as reported by Marianne Fernandez of The Arbiter. According to Andrew Goss, Director of Advancement Communications, they used various games, challenges, and raffles to increase the community involvement. Goss explained that nearly 1,000 contributors gave to the campaign, including Boise State faculty. Professors donated 647 times for almost $35,000. Leslie Webb, Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, said, quote, "It was a bit unexpected that we would raise so much, but I'm very delighted." Going on to say, each and every dollar raised for club sports helps decrease the amount of money that has to be raised by students, end quote. Catherine Seo, Vice President of the Student Impact Board, said that she enjoyed being a social media ambassador for Bronco Giving Day, saying, quote, "When I moved from Boise to South Korea, I received a lot of support from the community, and I wanted to give back and help Boise State," end quote. Sia did go on to add, however, it was exciting to be a part of something big like Bronco Giving Day and to become more hyped about being a Bronco, end quote. The hashtag BroncosGive reached number 2 on Twitter and received over 11,000 reactions. All the participants involved are thrilled with the results and express their deepest appreciation to all who donated.
You might think your student ID card is only good for on-campus amenities like meal plans, residence halls, or tickets to football games, but guess what? It could also be the ticket to saving you some serious cash. We visited a few local businesses to give you more of an insight into some of the discounts available around Boise. Starting off, you can get a free bus pass sticker on your student ID card. Dutch Bros has got you covered with 50 cents off any drink, and Tree City's right with them. They give you 10% off smoothies at any location. Take 2 of your friends to Bogus Basin to get a special season pass deal. And while you're at it, you can also get 10% off at North Face, just in time for the upcoming winter season. Enjoy free entry into the Boise Art and History Museums and take a load off at the movies with discounted student tickets anytime at the Edwards 9 Stadium. You may be used to seeing your money go towards Boise State, but here's Boise State's way of giving back to you. Head on over to the sub to see a comprehensive list of even more student discounts.
Now, do you like art? How about raising social consciousness through art? The 3rd annual Holding What Can't Be Held exhibit is on display at Meeing Studios. Boise State professor Mitch Wayland will be there reading an excerpt from his novel Strange You Never Knew, alongside the work of other artists in a radioactive themed night, as reported by David Colley. 10 artists worked together with the Snake River Alliance, a nuclear watchdog group raising awareness and advocating for renewable and nuclear-free energy, to tour radioactive cleanup sites at the Idaho National Laboratory in Idaho Falls. Boise State professor Kate Walker, coming from a background of painting, now has a video on display at the exhibit, saying, quote, "I thought it was a really interesting project because of artists often work on individual projects, but this was a sort of group process," adding that the group went on a tour of the site and regularly met to talk about that. "So I'm really interested in the kind of community-based art," end quote. While there are certain threads that connect their work, the exhibit offers a wide range of media and approaches to the conversation. The exhibit continues through September 29th.
Next, we'll take a look at the jazz concert from last Monday.
Usually this amphitheater is quiet, but last Monday it was filled with the sound of jazz.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Anong, and I'm the trumpet professor at Boise State, and I also run the jazz department. And today we've got outdoor jazz concert. We're going to be featuring a bunch of our student ensembles, jazz combos, chamber groups, and basically showing kind of what our students have been working on over the summer and the things they've been getting into. We have some original work, some jazz standards, things like that.
This is an annual thing that we've been doing since my freshman year. It's good because it gets us out early, gets us playing early. People kind of walk by, hear things, and go to investigate. For all you out there, go to more music events, expand your horizons, and take in everything that is music because, yeah, it's great.
Reporting for BTV, I'm Jacob French from the Centennial Amphitheater.
A former State Department official is coming to campus responding to a serious question. Is democracy in trouble? Boise State's Distinguished Lecture Series, created by the Honors College, is bringing former Secretary of State Anthony Blinken to the Morrison Center to discuss what the rise in populism and authoritarianism means for democracies around the world. Arbiter reporter Chloe Ball says the lecture is part of the 35th Annual Frank Church Conference on Public Affairs. This year's theme, the global struggle for democracy. Gary Wensky, executive director of the Frank Church Institute, said Blinken's lecture will set the tone for the 35th Annual Frank Church Conference on Public Affairs, themed Global Struggle for Democracy. Blinken served as Deputy Secretary from State from 2015 to 2017. Prior to that, he served in the White House as assistant to President Barack Obama. He is currently a CNN Global Affairs analyst and a contributing opinion writer for the New York Times. Blinken's address is on Wednesday, September 26th at the Morrison Center and is free to the public.
A downtown fire could affect the Boise music scene for at least the next few months. The Knitting Factory caught fire last week, temporarily shutting down one of Boise's biggest concert venues. Right now, concerts that have regularly or are already scheduled there are being moved to other venues in the city. The Knitting Factory is issuing refunds for canceled shows and price swaps for the ones that are changing venues. According to the fire department, a worker's power tool being used in building renovations sparked fire. The Knitting Factory officials are on site and overseeing the rebuild. One staffer claims that the shows could return as early as November and as late as 2019. They assure us they are doing everything in their power to move concerts coming to the area. They promise that communications with ticket holders will be ongoing.
The Bronco gym was packed and the energy was high as the Boise State's women volleyball team held their home opener. Arbiter reporter Brandon Williams says a crowd of just more than 1,000 looked on as the Broncos hosted the University of Washington. Although the night may not have gone exactly as planned, there is no denial that the Broncos had a good fight through and through. The Broncos lost 3 straight, 22-25, 23-25, and 17-25. All very close sets. Senior outside hitter Sabrin Roberts put on a show with the match high of 18 kills, including her 1,000th career kill early in the first set. She's just one of the 15th Broncos in the program history to accomplish such a feat. Thursday night was the opening match of the Boise State Classic that included Cal State Northridge, University of Portland, and Sacramento State. In Friday's action, the Broncos went 1-1 on the day. Dominating the first game, they cruised past Northridge, winning all 3 sets with scores of 25-14, 25-17, and 25-18. Sabrin Roberts had 10 kills, Jessie Brigham came up with 12 digs, Morgan Hughes blocked all 6 shots, and Danielle Boss came away with 33 assists. Later in the day, the team suffered a loss against Portland 2-3. Then on Saturday, the Broncos took on Sacramento State in their strongest showing of the weekend, sweeping them 3-0. They are now 8-3 on the year as they get ready to start conference play next Thursday in Las Vegas against UNLV.
Now, while the ladies were on the road, we had the Bronco men down in Oklahoma for another disappointing game. Let's toss it over to Cole Young to see how they did. Cole?
Well, guys, I'm sad to report that the Broncos fell short to the Oklahoma State Cowboys 44-21 down in Stillwater this past Saturday. But a disappointing weekend for one of Boise State's football teams turned into a solid week for the other as the women's soccer team finished off a solid non-conference schedule, actually best in program history at 6-2-0 with a 3-0 win over Idaho State this past Sunday. 3 different Broncos got in on the shutout, including the all-time leading scorer, Ramey Shirley, who got BSU on the board in the 6th minute. Ashley Harrison stopped a scoring drought with a goal in the 42nd minute, and McKenna Kynette put the game away in the 78th minute for a solid 3-0 victory. It was also a record-setting day for attendance, as 663 people came to the Boise soccer complex to witness the win, which happened to be the biggest crowd in the last 2 seasons. Broncos coach Jim Thomas explained why his team has seen so much success at home in recent years. Quote, "Come out to the Boas and you'll find out we have the best crowds, it's really great weather, the field is beautiful, and it's an awesome atmosphere to play the game in." End quote. Boise State begins conference play this Friday, September 21st at 4 p.m. down at the Boas Soccer Complex. They welcome the University of Nevada Wolfpack, and the first 200 fans at the game will receive a free pair of Bronco sunglasses. Back to you guys.
Sounds like an incredible game.
I'll be watching the next one for sure.
I'm noticing something different walking around campus. Sweaters. Let's see what kind of weather you can look forward to with Joey Oles. Joey?
Sweaters, pumpkin-sized lattes. The leaves are changing. Is it fall? No, but fall is going to be in a couple of days. You can look forward to some colder mornings and some colder evenings, but let's be happy for the warm weather we still have. Let's take a quick look. So, on Thursday and Friday, it's going to stay sunny with a high of 80 and a low of 53. Saturday and Sunday, that's when it's going to get a little partly cloudy and just the low of 51 and the low of 45. That's when you want to get that sweater out. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're right back to sunshine. And that's going to be a high of 72 and a high of 73. So make sure to get those sweaters out because it's going to have a low of 43 on Tuesday. If you didn't already know, Hurricane Florence caused major damages to the southeastern states, such as North Carolina, South Carolina, and part of Virginia. It has since transitioned into a post-tropical storm that still carries heavy rains and strong winds. The worst is far from over, as flash floods and citywide power outages continue to devastate the people.
Yeah, I actually have my aunt and my uncle, Bonnie and Paul, out in Southport, North Carolina. They had to evacuate about a week ago just to get out before the storm had started. And they were posting on Facebook pictures of their houses just boarded up. I mean, it's really tragic because they didn't expect to have this much rainfall that fast. And so they had moved out west a ways to just get away from all the rain and all the water. And now it's making a lot of damage out east. I mean, there's sinkholes, and just full towns submerged in 40 inches of water at least.
Our thoughts goes out to the families affected. Back to you guys.
We all really hope you can watch BTV's next edition of Newsline, where we'll step aside and have another group of talented students take over. Be sure to catch Doug Mason and Lily Corolius next Wednesday, bringing you more Boise State campus news. We will be busy hitting the streets looking for your stories to tell.
Now that's all the time that we have today. Special thanks to our producer Michelle Belden and our newscast director Rachel McFarland, as well as the rest of our crew. Thanks for joining us this week. I'm Ben Kaiser.
And I'm Remy Elise. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.